This is Cohen, and this is my voice 1 month on testosterone.
This is Cohen, and today I am 1 year on testosterone, and this is what my voice sounds like now. So guys, this is my video that I'm going to do about being 1 year on T. So it's my Manniversary today. I already uploaded a slideshow of photos just to show you guys the difference between pre-T and 1 year on T, which is pretty exciting. So today, I guess, I've just been making some Trans Fellas teas because Pride's coming up this weekend in Toronto, and I wanted to get as many done as I could before the weekend. Also tonight, I'm going down to Steel Lounge in Hamilton to have some drinks with some people to celebrate being 1 year on T. So, what I've done, because 1 year is a long time, I just made a list, so it's not like I'm going to read off of it, but it's just point form things of what I'd like to talk about. So let's get this party started. So when I first started on T a year ago, I was put on 0.5 once a week. And then around my 6 months on T, my dosage got bumped up to 0.75 a week. And that's what I've remained on at this point. According to my doctor and the research that's been done around here, the highest level that most people end up being on for their dosage is around 1. So 1 milliliter, 1 milligram, however you guys, whatever it says on the side of your syringe. So I guess the only place that I would go from there is maybe up to 1, but right now 0.75 has been working magically for me. So I'm pretty okay with that. Plus, a lot of guys end up on a really high T level, and that could screw with everything that's going on with your regular hormones, estrogen, and this new hormone in your body, testosterone. So my journey this past year has been actually pretty well. I've had no health concerns, no health problems, so it's pretty exciting to know that I've come this far and everything at this point is a-okay. I had my top surgery in January of 2015, so the beginning of this year, and on July 5th, I will be 6 months post-op, so I'll have a video for that, so I won't talk about top surgery too much here. Hair growth pretty much has been roughly the same. I noticed that from 1 month to 3 months, I was getting more peach fuzz, coming in a little bit more. From 3 months to 6 months, it was thickening and becoming proper facial hair. It's still soft. It's not uber scratchy or anything right now, but around the 6 month point was when I was actually able to get the chin strap going, and I had a dirt stash. Around 9 months, I was able to grow in a decent looking stash within about 2 weeks. And yeah, so the chin straps just filled in more on my face. It does come in, but I like chin straps, so I just keep it that way. My hairline actually is not too bad. So, okay, right here is kind of where there's a little bit of hair, and then back here it's just really blonde. So it's not even that it's receded that far. So really, my hairline kind of goes along here and then starts and then comes back over here. So it's not at all that bad. I haven't noticed any balding or thinning. I actually don't shed as much as I used to when I was female. So that's awesome, because I hate finding hair all over the place. And when you have a girlfriend, usually their hair is everywhere, so that's enough. Arm hair, I have really blonde arm hair. It came in a little bit thicker, but my arms were always a little bit more hairy. Leg hair has come in a lot. I'll see if I can show you guys what I'm talking about, but let's see where would be the best angle to get you guys to see this. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you can see that, it's pretty good. So my hair actually on my legs is like that from ankle all the way up to thigh. So there's a lot of leg hair. I don't really have back hair at all. Ass hair, that definitely comes in. So be prepared for that because it's one of those things. I'll show you guys my chest hair because I have a little bit, but I trim it because I don't really like it too much. But you guys can also see my scars and stuff. Right now I have scar gel on them, so they are a little shiny and redder than they actually are. So I have a little bit of chest hair here, and I just keep that trimmed. And then I have hair that comes in around the nips, so nips are looking pretty good too. Like, I must say, I'm super happy. Shout out to Dr. McLean. And then I just see if I can. Where can I? There we go. Okay. So then I have obviously the tummy hair, and that I usually trim as well because it gets unruly. But for hair, that's I think that's pretty much it. I noticed from 6 months to 9 months, it wasn't so much finding hair where there wasn't hair before, it was just finding more hair. So within the first 6 months, it was hair popping up where I never had hair, and then it was just coming in thicker and a little bit darker from 6 months moving forward. So I'll quickly talk about my name and gender change, which I did. I filled out the paperwork back in November, and I had my surgery in January. And because I have status, and my status covered the taxes on my surgery because I paid for my surgery out of pocket. So what ended up happening was that I actually waited to send it in. I did gender marker and name change at the same time so that I didn't have to go through it twice. So I sent all of my information in, and I mailed it out, and roughly within a month or two, I think it was, I got my name and gender change back. So now I've just been working on changing ownership for my car, insurance for my car. I'm working on doing my banking stuff and my SIN number now. I have to get a new passport because I'm getting married in October, and we're going on our honeymoon. So I gotta kind of get on that. The banking stuff I'm not worried too much about. So I'm not working anywhere officially right now. I was working for my buddy for a bit, but I went back off working for medical reasons. Nothing to do with transition, but unrelated medical reasons. We'll just leave it at that. I wanted to talk about, I guess, a little bit about fat redistribution. I noticed that because I waited roughly 6 months after being on T to have my top surgery, I noticed that I had been almost a D, and I went down to a small B. So that helped out a lot in my surgery. I think the reason why my results are actually so good is because I did wait a little longer. That was something I personally chose to do. I tried to build up my chest a little bit before surgery so that I guess I'd feel better about it afterwards in a way. Just for myself, I found that I have next to no ass, so I guess I didn't have much of an ass for being a girl, and so being a guy, I have a really tiny ass from what I'm told, and it's pretty much non-existent anymore. But I'm okay with that. I don't need to have a booty, so not when you have this. Just kidding, guys. Also, I noticed that my love handles before surgery, because I was working out, they completely disappeared. And then because I had to wait about 3 months to work out just lightly, I've noticed that it's taken a little bit longer to get rid of them again because my love handles came back from just not working out and not being able to really do a lot for a few months there. My mentality, I guess, has definitely changed. I don't dwell on things as much as I used to. Obviously, I'm human, so things are going to bother me, things are going to upset me, but since passing and since being on T for roughly over 4 months, it was like something shifted in my mentality, and if I got misgendered, I didn't take it as personally. I only take things personally if they are directed in a derogatory sense. I won't get mad at somebody, like, I didn't get mad at anybody for misgendering me just because people don't know who you are. So I found my mentality. I just learned how to deal with people in different ways than I used to. I'm not as nervous or shy. I'm more outgoing. The way I deal with scenarios and situations, if I do get upset, I'll get upset for a very short period of time. And yeah, okay, I might get agitated a little bit more than I used to as a female, but it's expected a little bit. But as trans people and having to take different hormones that are fighting our regular hormones and not being used to the effects of them, I think it is our responsibility as well to make sure that you are not being overly aggressive and that you control your anger, because I think every single person has the capacity to a certain extent to control their anger. And if you weren't a raging dick before starting tea, then you shouldn't end up being a raging dick after starting tea. So all I guess I'm trying to say is that hormones are not an excuse for you to be angry at anybody or just be an asshole. It's not an excuse. Let's see. I noticed muscle definition as well is it's been easier to build up as a female. It was really hard to build up muscle definition. And with suffering from depression and anxiety, I didn't always even feel like working out. So I never really had the urge to try like I do now. So I'm not going to go nuts and be a bodybuilder. I do want to have some definition, and I want to I don't want to be jacked. I just want to have some nice definition, have a good amount of muscle, and just want to be happy with my own appearance. So I have noticed it's easier to build muscle. My chest has built up quite a bit actually since I started working out again, so I'm quite happy with that. I am a small guy. I'm only 5'3", but at the end of the day, in my mental state, I don't consider myself to be a small guy, and I don't let it affect me. Sometimes it does if somebody points it out and makes me feel like I'm small and I can't defend myself, or I'm just like this tiny little thing, then it bothers me. But just being a small guy in general hasn't really bothered me, and I think with working out, it shows, and then also from you working out, you feel it, so it gives you a more complete sense of feeling better about yourself. So whether you work out to be ripped, whether you work out for competition basis, for health, or just to have an appearance that makes yourself feel a little bit better, or to get that awesome feeling from working out, I guess it's whatever you make it. And for me, I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to have a strict diet or anything like that. I just want to be comfortable. So that's what I've been working on lately, is being comfortable with my size and working on the areas that I'm not as comfortable with. Changes in society I've noticed are, before passing, it was always ma'am, miss, hun, that kind of thing. And like, it's not terrible because I know that I didn't pass. But at the end of the day, it still hurts. And I guess because we want to be heard so much as men that the moment that you hear the pronoun that you don't identify with or the name that you don't identify with, it hurts you. It's not what you wanted to hear. And in your mind, you know, well, I don't pass. Or somebody they don't know, and it hurts my feelings, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get better. And I found that the moment that I did start passing, I haven't been misgendered in a while, but the moment that I did start passing, my ears were picking up on all the dude, bro, sir, he, like my actual name that I want to go by. It was amazing. So just remember that when you're having those moments of being misgendered, you are going to have those moments where people are going to start calling you bro and dude and sir, and that's going to like be picked up. You become like a bat. You get sonar hearing, and it's like you can't help but smile about it. So for all you guys who are not passing yet and it's bumming you out, just know that when you do start passing, which will be sooner rather than later, this year has flown by. It's crazy how fast it went. I can't believe it. And I'm just letting all you guys know that when you do start passing, the happiness from passing and hearing those pronouns make up for ever being misgendered, and it becomes something it's easier to deal with, at least for me. So I try to take it in strides of where maybe I didn't pass before, but once I started passing, it was just a noticing thing. And now I sometimes do still get like that sonar hearing when I hear somebody call me sir, him, Cohen. But I guess it's just because it's only been a year and it takes a long time for people to get used to it. I'm 28 and my family knew me as Carly for about 26 years, 26 years. So it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. So my medical transition has been a year now. And, but I have the beard and everything, so it doesn't happen as much. It happens when we talk about things in the past. So it's been really great. It's been a great experience. I've made so many awesome trans friends via Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, going to different doctors and surgeons, meeting other guys that have done that. Honestly, this year has been one of the best years of my life. And I don't want to say it's the best one because I don't know what's yet to come. And you know what? I'm happy. And for me to be able to say that I'm happy and not have to think about it or doubt myself when I say that I'm happy is a really, really great feeling. And that's what I hope for everyone else who is watching this video or any other videos like mine. I just want you to know that it is a gratifying feeling and that you will feel that vindication and you will feel like yourself. And it just keeps getting better. And in my eyes, once I've reached a point where I feel maybe in the next couple years, maybe after my hysterectomy is done, maybe I'll feel like I don't have much transition left to do. And in my eyes, once I've fulfilled what I've wanted to do, I'm just going to be aging like any other man, cisgendered, transgender. We just start aging and we grow just like other guys do. So from that point, think about it like that, because once people no longer know that you're trans, if you're stealth, then there's nothing to say about it. You're a man and you're just aging as a man. So I just want to share this with everybody and let everyone know that certain things are rocky, stuff is hard, stuff takes time, but once you get to that point, the feeling of gratification and the feeling of just overall happiness makes up for everything else that took you so long to get there. So I hope that everyone enjoyed this video. I've got some binder giveaways and contests coming up with Trans Fellas. I also have a Trans Fellas Facebook page that sells t-shirts where a third of the proceeds are going towards a lucky trans guy that I will collect a fund of money and then give it away to someone random. I will do a draw. So keep posted for that kind of stuff. Toronto Pride's coming up this weekend. Like I said, I'll be there on Friday, probably at around 1 p.m. on Church Street near Isabella. I'll have my shirts with me. I'll be selling them for $10 on Pride weekend. If you come to Pride, if you find me, if you see Trans Fellas shirts and it's not me, ask where they got it and they can direct you. First come, first serve until I'm out of t-shirts, and then I will be marching with a bunch of friends during the Trans March, which is around 7 o'clock on Church in Isabella is where everybody's meeting up. So if anybody sees the shirts or wants to come by and say hi or march with us, feel free to come. Also, I believe I will be there on Sunday as well for the majority of the day. So if you see the shirt, if you see me, stop by and say hi. I will talk to you guys later, and I hope that everybody has a great Pride weekend, and everybody else out there, it's Pride season, so I hope everybody's having a great time. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.